Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome to the Scale Model Outlaw. If it's your first time tuning in, we appreciate you. Hope you like what you see. And if you do, how about maybe leave us a comment down there in the old comment section, down in there somewhere. Or how about one of those, yep, here it comes. How about one of those big old thumbs ups? That's right, we love those big old thumbs ups. Subscribe would be nice, doesn't cost a dime, and we appreciate them. Returning viewers, guys and gals, we appreciate y'all so very much. I have an awesome video for you guys today. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I was fortunate enough to go to another show this past weekend on Saturday. Went to the Blue Angels Model Fest. Kind of gives it away in the thumbnail and the title, I know, but what a great show. It was my first time there. I had never been to that show, got to hang out with some really cool guys. Want to give a big shout out to Shaggy. Thanks for inviting me up to that show. I had a great time. It was cool meeting you and Papa Tinkers, and you know what? I even met Matt LeBlanc. Yeah, we'll circle back to that. I don't know if you guys know him, but really cool. Anyways, but was able to purchase a few things and really hit it big in the raffle. I always play the raffle to help support, but I very seldom win anything. But this time, I really cleaned up, man. Got a lot of cool stuff. So let's just jump right into it. We'll start with We'll start with the stuff that I bought, and then we'll get to the stuff that I won. I'll have to turn back to you because all the stuff's behind me there on the bed. But let's go ahead and start with the stuff that I bought. Hang on. First and foremost, the AK markers. I've been after these dudes for a while. I've been debating on getting them, not getting them, getting them, not getting them. I bought some of the individuals in the flat black and really love them. These things are absolutely amazing. I love them. And I want to thank John. John, I'm sorry I don't know the name of your hobby store. I'll try to put a link in the description for John's hobby store, but John sold me these. He was also, I believe, in charge of the show itself. And as we get further on into the stuff that I won, you'll see what he put up to for the giveaway that I was fortunate enough to win. What else did I buy? Let me see. Okay, here we go. I got this guy. It's an old school. Was it Super Fuzz? This guy's pretty cool. It's one of those kits that's not real difficult to build or whatever, but it's like a little what do you want, palette cleanser, if you will. These little guys are fun. Little rat fake stuff. This kit looks a little older than it really is. It says on the box it's a 2000, so maybe it's a repop in 2000, but really cool stuff. I like this stuff, the Deals Wheel stuff, and some of that cartoon stuff is actually pretty cool. And again, I apologize for dipping off screen. I'm setting the stuff that I showed you down here and got to get the stuff that I got to show you back here. Going back for some more stuff. All right. Not one, but two Volkswagens. While we were sitting there Saturday morning getting ready for the show, I was selling some Josh's products at VCG Resins, and I had a little spot on the table. They had given me I had bought a whole table, and only really needed a little bit of space. So a gentleman came in that was local, and he had just heard about the show, and he needed two tables. He had a ton of kits for sale. So I basically let him have 3/4 of my table. I took up the end of it. And the first thing I noticed him unloading was these Volkswagens. So I talked to him and got these Volkswagens on a really good deal. I got the truck style, and I got, I guess you would call it the typical style, the typical van style. Both of these kits are cool. I'm excited about getting into them and getting built with them. Really cool stuff. I've been looking at these for a while, and with the price point that he had on for me, I couldn't beat it. It's basically 2 for 1. So for $20, I got both of these kits. And next up, same thing, same guy. Did a 2 for 1. And I've been dabbling in military stuff, and this thing just seemed really cool. So I'm excited about getting this up on the bench and checking it out. Never built one. I have built some middle area stuff, the trucks, but I've never built any of their military stuff. This is the M978, and again, he was doing the 2-for-1 thing. So I got this guy, which is the M977, which I guess is like the truck version of it. So it's got like a flatbed or whatever on the back. So really excited about getting these guys checked out, seeing what they're all about, getting them built. Again, dabbling in some of this military stuff. We got over at the Sunday Builds, in October, we're doing the Sherman tank. So just trying to spread my wings a little bit, learn some new stuff, and see what all techniques you can learn from these guys. Been hanging out in the Insanity podcast or Insanity Discord for well over a year now, and I've learned a lot of stuff listening to those guys, taking some tips and advice with photo etch, and I'm trying to learn the weathering thing. I haven't done too much with that, so I'm going to try to get me a practice body and maybe do some weathering stuff. I know my good friend BG at BG Model Works. He does a great job weathering stuff. Mars is another guy that weathers cars and creates a lot of neat stuff. So I want to try to do some of that. I'm very inexperienced with it, but willing to give it a try. Listen, if it's about screwing it up, I'm all about that, right? I screw up a lot of stuff, so maybe I could actually be pretty good at this weathering thing. All right, what did I win? Like I said, this is a bunch of stuff. I won a bunch of stuff that is really, really cool stuff. But let's get started on that. Imagine that. The car guy, still got my ticket stuck to it. The car guy wins the rat trap. I've actually got 2 of these. But now I got 3, but you can change the bodies out on these, right? I've got a Pacer body that I think I'm going to stick on this chassis. And if not, I've got an old Mustang body, 69 Mustang body that I think I can stick on this chassis as well. So even though I got 3 of them, it was cool to win this one. Or now I got 3 of them, I had 2 of them. Something that I didn't have that is really neat. This is a P40 Warhawk. Now, I don't pretend to know a lot, so if I say anything wrong or misspeak, y'all correct me in the comments. But this is a P40 Warhawk that's called Prisoner of War. So it's an American airplane that's apparently been captured by the Japanese because it's got the Japanese logo on it. So hence the Prisoner of War. I won this, which I thought was pretty cool, but I have a very small thread connection to the P40 Warhawk because Curtiss Aircraft made this plane, and my girl would be like his great grandniece, so it was her great uncle or whatever. So kind of a thin thread, but still a thread anyway. So anything Curtiss that I'm able to pick up, I definitely pick up just for her. So I got to try to figure out how to build these airplanes, man. I have never ever built an airplane, and I want to give it a try and build one of these Curtiss planes for her. So maybe not this one because it's the Prisoner of War, but we'll get one for her for sure. But again, won this, really cool. Next up, still got the ticket on it. The WW2 German tank crew in 1/35th scale. Was talking to a couple guys, and it's possible that because it's got crates, which is the biggest thing. It's cool, right? Again, we get back to in October, we're doing the Sherman, so I can maybe use these crates as my for my rounds and stuff. Maybe put them on the tank itself. Talking to some guys, and they said that it would be possible if I left the hats off of the German soldiers that they could pass as American soldiers, but we'll see what happens. But super excited about that. I've never done any miniatures, so this gives me the opportunity to do some miniatures and see how well we do there. Again, learning something new. This one was really cool. Now, this is like way out of my wheelhouse. These are World War I German figures from 1914. That one's way out of my wheelhouse. Got a friend, Charles Rice, that said that he'd be interested in them, so maybe we'll pay it forward to him and let him have these guys. I think they're just so far out of my wheelhouse that I wouldn't know how to do them up and do them justice. So, Charles, we'll put these aside for you, my friend. What else did we get? Oh, we're gonna set this aside. We got the flying bricks, man. Imagine that. One of the few car guys there, and I won the cars, the flying bricks. These are really cool. Kind of a funny story. Not really funny, but story with these. I bought these or won these at another show, not this box, but another box. Flying Bricks. I had won them at another show, and I never opened them or nothing. Just took it home, and when I got it home, all it was the sprues, some tires, some decals that were all cut out. The whole thing wasn't there. So I think somebody made a mistake when they donated that to the raffle at the show I was at. Maybe they had two of them. One was complete and one was the pieces box. And maybe accidentally got the pieces box. And my luck being what it is, I ended up with the pieces box. But I say that, and my luck this weekend was awesome. If nothing else, all that stuff there was really, really cool. But the one thing I won from the raffle, now there was two different raffles. There was a buy 30 tickets for $20 raffle, and then there was a $5 a piece raffle ticket. So everything you saw there was the $1 for 30 or $20 for 30 tickets. What I'm about to show you was one of 4 tickets that I bought for $5 a piece. The AK play markers. These things are absolutely awesome. They retail for $140, which is way more than I would pay for them. They're great, but not that they're not worth it, but I wouldn't pay that for them. But to pay $20 on a ticket and win them in a raffle, hell yeah. I was so excited to win these. This is where we're going to circle back to our friend John. And again, we'll put a description to his hobby store. John donated these to the show to be put up on the raffle. Really, really cool of him to do that. These things are not cheap. They're well worth the money, but they're not cheap for sure. And I want to give a big shout out to John and thank him for putting these up, because boy, I was really ecstatic when I won these guys. And there's one more thing that I took home that I didn't pay for, and was super, super stoked to get. And you can kind of see it here in the background. I took the 67 Charger that I built and the Petty car up there and put them on in the competition. Unfortunately, the Petty car didn't do anything. However, the 67 Charger brought me home some hardware. Man, I was really excited about that. I want to thank the guys at Blue Angels Model Fest for that. The judges decided that I earned a silver, so I was pretty excited about that. Really good time this weekend. Again, hanging out with Shaggy and Matt LeBlanc. You guys must have heard that name before. That dude's famous. Okay. It's not that Matt LeBlanc, not the Matt LeBlanc from Friends. Another Matt LeBlanc that lives in Louisiana. He's been a viewer, subscriber for a while, and we got to meet him. What a great guy! I got to hang out with him and his wife. Definitely enjoyed that. But he's going to do Matt LeBlanc autographs for everybody. Which, hey, his name's Matt LeBlanc. He can do the autographs, right? So that was the big joke, the running joke this weekend, that I was hanging out with Matt LeBlanc. All right, guys, definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Kind of rushed through this a little bit, but I know how these videos are when they get over like 20 minutes long. People start dipping out, so wanted to keep it interesting. Wanted to show you guys what all we won and what all we bought, and of course what we brought home in the way of hardware. Again, super proud of this. The 67 Charger now has brought me home a silver and a gold, so really, really happy with that build. And appreciate everybody that helped me along with that. The old Toms, Luis Perez helped me with that. Brad, King Sparkles helped me with the paint job on that, and helping me, giving me tips and ideas and products to use. Everybody had great ideas to help me get over that painting hump, which I'm still trying to get over it. I'm not 100% a great painter yet, but definitely working on it. Only thing I can think of now is the next show that we might be going to. Oh, before we get to that, definitely want to take a second to thank Josh from VCG Resins. He sent us a box of stuff over to sell and introduce to the crowd over there. Now, it was primarily a military aircraft armor crowd, but at least we got to introduce them to the products. Had a lot of guys just checking it out, right? They were like, couldn't believe the detail on them. And as we all know, Josh over at VCG does a great job with his 3D prints. And but we had the guys checking it out. We sold some distributors, some starters. I think we sold some brake drums, a couple motors. Good time, well worth it. And I got to be able to introduce the product to some new people. So we're looking forward to maybe doing that again. Far as shows go, the next one for me will probably be, the show in Mooresville, North Carolina on September 27th. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to make that one. I'm really trying to get to the Classic Plastic Show in October, and of course Acme at the end of October. But I want to go out up in October and hang out with Jason and Jason and Jody and all the boys up there at their show and try to give them some support. So might not make the September show in an effort to make the Classic Plastic, but it's at least on our radar. And as it gets closer, we'll know for sure if we're going to make it or not. But as always, you guys, make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I feel like I'm forgetting to thank somebody. You know what happens? Your brain gets old. We already thanked Josh. We thank Shaggy for the introduction. John from the hobby store, and again, we'll get a description of his link and try to get it in the description for you. I'm going to sit here and him and haw around and make this video too long. So, in lieu of doing that, I want to say thank you to everybody. As always, you all be kind to each other, be safe, and as always, keep on modeling. I'm out. As soon as I can hit the end record button. Yeah, there it is. End record.